Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I am honored to interview George Colella, who is Ride for 45 president and leader. And he's just a great guy. And here we go. Here's the interview. Tell the ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, who you are, George, so they know who you are.
My name is George Colella. I'm the national president for Born to Ride for 45. I've been around a long time, as you know, and I was one of the original bikers for Trump, and the rest is all history. I was a World Trade Center survivor, and I was saved for a reason, and I think it was all because to follow President Trump.
You know, it's my understanding, and I don't want to get in all the details because it's not necessary, but you formed this organization out of the Trump Bikers organization. And it's just like any organization. There's always some different opinions of things. But you did that. What exactly do you do, George, and your organization does in support of Trump? Give some examples of what you do.
Well, what we do is go to rallies, support our president. In fact, I had a couple of our bikers escorting the president back to Mar-a-Lago when he was coming home on Sunday, which was pretty cool, to make sure there was no interruption from the back end of his motorcade, that nobody would follow him and interrupt him. And we also do charities. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We do charity events. We do. I speak at different clubs. It's very important. I talk about how important patriotism is, or about the Constitution, or whichever what they ask me to speak about, I speak about.
You know, we were honored to have you come to Freedom Fest, and you spoke at Freedom Fest. And then in addition to that, you and I both, after that long day, we both went down to Laurel County to speak at a Patriots Day event that Mike Peters organized down there for first responders and vets and whatnot. And that's what precipitated your request to come on this show and just tell the American public, the American jury, as I like to call them, what upset you about Governor Beshear on that day.
Well, I felt like I had to go do something on 9/11 because Mike asked me at your rally. And your rally was fantastic because of the amount of energy I felt from the people. It was like being at a Trump's rally. That was unbelievable. But he asked me to come down on 9/11 at his event. And we spoke, and he said there will be no, it's going to be non-political. And he was very upset because he told me that Governor Beshear was supposed to show up. And because the great future governor of Kentucky, Deters, was there, he didn't show up. And that's not right. I mean, he not only pissed me off, excuse my expression, but he insulted all those people that died at that tragedy at 9/11. It was just shameful. I can't believe, but that's the Democratic play. That's how they are, and everything else is that they always want to stand out, and it's more for the reason of what happened on 9/11 and the amount of people that died, and just to appreciate the people that worked down the hole, which the one that did the event was down at 9/11 also. I was there. And it's just upsetting that a politician will pull some. Well, it's a typical politician.
You know what, George? You hit the nail on the head. I mean, my remarks, I didn't say one political word. You told some interesting stories about 9/11. This brings up something I want to ask you about. Like you say, you like to stress the importance of patriotism and love of country, and I'm right there with you. And it's so sad how this woke world and the Democratic Party hates this country, and they'll deny it, but they do. For example, you never see, at the convention, the presidential convention with Hillary Clinton, and then even Joe Biden, well, Hillary was the one that was brought to attention. At the national convention, they didn't even have a United States flag at the convention until somebody points it out. But you don't see flags, you don't see chants of you never hear a chant of USA break out ever at a Democratic function, do you?
No, never, never, never. I, I think they get sick with the word of USA. It's just unbelievable how they try to destroy this country. And what they emphasize the most fearful word is the word democracy. Because democracy is when the government controls the people, which they try to do with the mandates. We are a constitutional republic, and the republic is the one that tell the people what to do, tell the government what to do. It's in the Constitution. That's how it's written. And what they do is they keep on emphasizing that word democracy and say we're trying to defend democracy. And it's because they want to have control over the people about mandates like they did with the vaccines and the mask, which were useless in the first place.
You know,
but that's my opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion too. It blows me away how everything they do, we should do the opposites. And they don't, the things that they say are a joke, like, while attacking all of us freedom-loving Americans. I mean, let's face it, George, since we support Trump, we're morons, we're deplorables, we're ultra MAGA, we're white supremacists, we're all those things. But what's so hysterical is we are truly fighting to save this country while they're fighting to destroy it, accusing us of trying to destroy it.
That's right, 100% right. And it's just shame. I mean, we know where he came from we called him Brandon, but that's besides the point. But we know where he came from and what he's trying to do to this country. It's to destroy, and this has been a plan for a long time. And when President Trump was there, he not only had to fight the Democrats and the Marxists, he had to fight the deep state, the establishment, the RNC, and the Democratic Party. I mean, he had nobody to defend him. I mean, especially McConnell, which we went by his office before we came to the rally on Saturday, but he wasn't there. No, on Friday we did that. But just to bring a point, I mean, he does not, and he has Chinese interests because his wife the wife's father owned a freighting company from China. And they run that whole freighting company that the father had. And they send him checks. I mean, this is old knowledge. And we just put the same garbage back in there. We keep the rhinos in there. I mean, you got the people from there from January 6th. I have a lot of my friends there. I was there. And the thing is that only a few Republicans defend to say what they need the rule of law to be done and have a trial for those guys. And McConnell just sits back. There's a lot of them, and I can name you all of them.
What's happened to those folks is just awful. Well, listen, we're going to wrap this up. As you know, brevity is always best. But George, I want to thank you for several things. I want to thank you for coming to Freedom Fest. I want to thank you for your organization's endorsement of my governor's race. I want to thank you for this shirt. But most of all, I want to just thank you for being my friend.
Oh, no, you're not a friend, you're a brother. Trust me.
Brother.
There's nobody like you.
All right. Thanks, George.
God bless you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
God bless you, buddy. Well, isn't that something? I'm honored for George's support, and I'm honored for you to see him. By the way, one thing I forgot about, he's coming to Mountain Fest on October 8th. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day, George.